Hey, Gareth Bale. Hey, mate, it's Aussie Villain. How you doing? Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Good. Listen, I was just wondering if you've seen Bala Town play in Europe so far this season. Yeah, mate, yeah, I've been really impressed as well. But you know what I was thinking? You know what would really help us kick on and become the first ever Welsh club to qualify for the Champions League group stages? The signing of Wales' greatest ever player. What do you mean, who's that? It's you, mate. Come and play for Bala Town. What do you mean you'd rather retire? Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to Season 5, Episode 3 of The Impossible Dream with Bala Town. And today it's Rosenberg, home and away in the Champions League, third qualifying round. We're just 2 rounds away from the group stage. Could it happen? But yeah, first things first, Gareth Bale really didn't want to join Bala Town. He ended up retiring we're still technically in the summer, August 9th. And he's a very poor director of football right now. So yeah, that's what happened to him. He wants to be maybe a manager. He's a better manager than he's a director of football, I'd say. But yeah, still not great. Anyway, there was a request in the comments to have a look at our staff. So this is it. You can see gold means we are the best in the league, and as you would expect, we have the best staff all across the board, coaching, recruitment, and medical in Welsh football. We're going to have a quick look at the staff as a whole. Now, Chris Lewin is our assistant manager, very good at this level, and he's doing his pro license now. You can see over here the coaching qualifications they all have. So he will improve a little bit. Stuart Drummond is our head of youth recruitment, very good head of youth recruitment at this level as well. Goalkeeping coaches, we have 2 of them. Wolfart, great name. But yeah, he's a good coach for our level as well. Other goalkeeper coach, Tom Thomas, not as good. But yeah, he is what he is. We'll upgrade as we go. James Slater is a decent coach for us. We've got David Lee, who is, I think we just signed him recently, just this summer gone. So he's a decent coach as well. David McCracken, less decent. I'm assuming he's there as a fitness coach. Andy Taylor, again, decent, without being spectacular. Mick Doolan, again, I think he's involved in the fitness side of things. Carl Darlington is, again, just decent. Ronnie Canty, now he's actually a month-to-month right now, so his contract is up, he didn't leave. So I haven't necessarily sacked him yet because he's not the worst coach going around, but we could definitely improve on him, I think. And then Dean Parry, I can't believe we're paying him $1,400 a week for a worse coach than McCanty, who's on $275, but there you go. That's what happens when you become a professional coach, a professional club, I should say. I know it probably looks, why did you sign him? He's just there as an all-rounder to go across the board, so he's good in that sense because he's decent at everything. So and we can be more irresponsible with money now. We have lots of it. Look at the finances. Let's look at what we're swimming in here. Just under $6 million in cash, and we haven't got any money for Europe yet this year either. Speaking of Europe, this is it. We go off to Rosenberg, off to Norway. We are not the favourites, so we are in the better form. We don't actually know anything about Rosenberg, which is really frustrating, given that, yeah, you know, they've played games in Europe. I'd like to think that we would have had a look at them, but we didn't. So there we go. I don't necessarily know they're going to come out like this. I think they're going to come out more sort of with with wingers as opposed to the sort of a narrow 3 in midfield there. But we'll see as we go here. This is the team that we're sending out, and it is Jay Cocky in goal. He's what's the word? Been registered in the squad for this now, so we'll give him a debut, a competitive debut anyway. He has played friendlies for us. Burke, Cooper, Reece Williams, Gosney, and Sears. It's the same back 4 that saw off Maribor. I think it's the same. Everybody else is the same. So Williams, Dan Williams, and York in midfield. Waite in behind, Allmark and Anderson. They did the job for us against the Slovenians. Can they do it against the Norwegians? So there we go. Yeah, they are playing. That's more what we were expecting them to play. Now, playing away from home first, we have had a decent record away from home in Europe, but we've always played away from home second. There's no real pressure on us here. Pick up where you left off last time. We've been on a good run. Just go out there and impress me, boys. Keep it going. Some calm. We have faith. I don't want to say that, you know, we're any less than they are because, I don't know. Am I the only one that kind of feels like this is a very winnable tie for us, given the teams that we've beaten in the past? So yeah, we'll wait and see on that one. Now we have had the draw for the next round. Should we get there, the playoff round? It's Partizan playing Dinamo Zagreb, so the Serbians versus the Croatians, and whatever's left after that tie, if we were to get through this, that's who we would play. So 2 of the better youth academies there. They're going to have a lot of talented young players in their squads, almost for sure. So it's a tough draw, to be honest. It's probably the toughest draw we could have got, but If we were to win this tie, worst case scenario, we've guaranteed ourselves Europa League group stage football. There's a good ball through for Anderson. Anderson for Omar! Damien Omar just won't stop scoring in Europe. A 4th goal of the season for him already. And watch out, Partizan. Watch out, Red Star. Who are we playing? Zagreb. We are coming for you. Go on, boys. Work did well there. Let the defender slide past. Nice ball over the top for Anderson. Anderson, a nice ball back for Olmark and Anderson. Nice little partnership they're developing up there, isn't it? 13 minutes gone and we're 1-0 up. We've got the away goal. And come on, Bala Town. Come on, boys. Come on. Yeah, Jaycock in goal will be interesting. He's the best goalkeeper that we have at the club. So it's just a matter of if hopefully he'll just sort of settle in quickly. He's nervous. It did cross my mind just to stick with Radcliffe because he has done the job for us. We've registered him in the squad now. That should be him happy. There's nothing about playing. Show some passion, boys. Come on, that's just frustrated them. But there we go. We've absolutely dominated the half. They've barely had a look at goal. And I think I saw it was 2-1 as Partizan at home are winning to Zagreb. So evenly poised that tie with away goals, of course. What do we say to this? Things are going well. You're capable of better. I think I like that. We've got a reaction from James Waite. He's not had a great start to the year. I think I said that last episode too, didn't I? And he's captain now. We really do need him to be just being a little bit better for us. Some calm. We have faith in the goalkeeper. Actually, everybody else there, I think we can probably now say we have faith in. So that's fine. Just get back out there, boys. Defend well. If you get another chance, go and take it. And we just might find ourselves in a good position for this second leg. Obviously, the more away goals we can get, the better. Look at the crowd we've got here as well. Sears, what can he do? Can he pick out a cross? Anderson's there, and Anderson sticks away a header. It's 2-0. It's Anderson's 3rd goal of the season. He's making us think Seb Nebhu, isn't he? Because he's just stepped in and done a really, really good job for us. I'll be honest, I was quite nervous about that transfer, whether it was the right thing to do, because we saw Nebula at the end of last season was a star for us. But it just seemed a good fee for one of our players to get the 60 grand plus the 50% sell on. And then when I saw Anderson, it was available. I think he was available free transfer, wasn't it? It just seemed like it was a bit of a risk in that if Anderson didn't sign, then we would have found ourselves in a little bit of a hole. But yeah, I just think that transfer might work out nicely for us. Williams and York exchanging passes in midfield. Back for Cooper. Cooper for Williams. There's a good ball for Waite. Back to York. York spreads the play nicely out there for Sears. What can he do? He goes back for York. Is there a pass through the middle for us? He goes to Williams. We're moving him around nicely here. There's a good ball out there for Burke. Man in the middle. Can he pick out a teammate? He can! And Anderson just can't keep the header under the bar. But look at these match ratings. We're doing really, really well here. It's a corner. Williams, it's a decent one. Oh, it's a bullet header. Connor Gosney has absolutely rocketed that ball into the back of the net. It's 3-0. It's an absolute rampage away from home yet again from Bala Town. And do we have 1 foot in the playoff round for the Champions League group stage? What the header that is. Could not have been any well placed, just inside the post. And suddenly, we're looking a very, very good team away from home in Europe, aren't we? Waite is not having a great day out there. Let's get Henry... we do have a game. We start a domestic campaign in between games here. No, we can play Henry Jones there because we have other options now, don't we? Because what we'll be able to do in that... It's a Welsh League Cup second round tie against Colwyn Bay. So it's not a big game. But what my plan is to do with that one is just get all the debuts out of the way. If we go out of that, I'll be honest, the board wants to win it. I don't particularly care. We've won it twice already. So that'll be. I'll show you the highlights of the game, the recap in between, before we start the next game, obviously. But there we go, 3-0 away from home in the 3rd qualifying round of the Champions League. Don't get complacent, boys, but that was brilliant. Bala Town cruised to 3-0 victory. Jaycock makes his debut. We'll do any press conferences afterwards. Not Freddie Sears. What's his name? Ryan Sears. I wonder if it's any relation to Freddie. You were an absolute star there, mate. Making up for the... Now, was he a relation to Freddie? No, because Freddie Sears wasn't Welsh, was he? No. Because he was at West Ham, wasn't he? Freddie Sears, I think. Unless I've got the wrong person in my brain there. But there we go. Ralph Rangnick, who is the Wales team manager, is now looking at Rhys Williams. Could we get our first ever senior Wales international at the club that's sort of become an international sort of at the club as opposed to Vokes who was obviously international career was done. But there we go, guys. Wait right there. We'll be back for the second leg. We take him back to Wrexham. Can we get through to the next round? So come on, Gareth Bale. You saw that performance. Strap on the boots one more season. What's the worst that could happen? Hang on, mate. I'm getting another call in, but think about it, all right? Hello? Kuka? As in the new TNS manager. It's a bit early to be conceding the title to me yet, isn't it? You want to sign Serafino? It's not happening, mate. No. I know I was offering him around to other clubs, but he's not going to join you. Ever. Okay, welcome back. Now, before we get to the Rosenberg game, there's some transfer news to catch you up on. First of all, the new Saints rudely coming in for Serafino. I was so torn. It is time for him to leave. His potential is started to drop off. If we can go there and see. We'll just click on his name. You can see his potential is dropped off now, which is unfortunate. He's 26. He's never getting any better. I do have him transfer listed. I am not selling him to the new Saints, though. I tried to get them up to his value, but they wouldn't go any higher than the what they have there, just over £1,000. So thankfully I could reject that and not hate myself for it. But yeah, he's not going there, that's for sure. Now there is one in and one out to catch you up on outside of that. On the outside of things, if we go down here, I'm going to miss it, aren't I? I think it was on the Friday that it happened. Here it is here. Barnet have signed Louis Gray. He's officially left the club. He got the clean sheet record last season, and then that's all he wrote for us. 1.1, just over £1,000. He was unhappy. He was third choice goalkeeper, so he goes off to Barnet, and he's on £900 a week now anyway, so everybody's happy on that one. And there is an in to announce as well, if I can find him back up here somewhere. Here he is here. We have signed a really good young right back, Jay Jenkins, or JJ as I'm sure he'll be called. B- rated signing. We're only paying him £120 a month. That would be harsh. A week. You can see there, potentially a 5-star player. He's a right back, as I said. He's not particularly good getting forward, but he's potentially quite good. He's down in our under-19s for this season, most likely. We got him from Kefan Druids, £325. He played Premier League football last year and played it pretty well. So a little bit like Sam York. I think it's just a good youngster that will hopefully develop, and if he doesn't, we'll just sell him on. But yeah, there could even be a midfielder in there. I know his first touch isn't really good enough, but we'll work on him anyway and see what happens. But anyway, there is one game to catch you up on before we get to Rosenberg. That was our Welsh League Cup second round tie against Colwyn Bay. How did our title defence get underway? We took the lead, left back Granger crossing for fellow debutant Dan Biggs to score. We doubled our lead in first half stoppage time. Youngster Kingsley crossing for Adam Maurice to get his debut goal. And Maurice was involved in our third before Dixon smashed one through the keeper. Colwyn Bay got a late consolation, but not before Kirk Buckland made it 3 debutants on the scoreboard. So there we go, very nice, thank you very much. A lot of debutants in this one, 3 of them on the scoreboard, and that was just really good stuff. Now, Kirk Buckland isn't a new signing. He's been at the club for a little while, but it is time for him to get some game time. So that's that's Kirk Buckland. But otherwise, Granger got a debut. The left back did really, really well, I've got to say. The only guy that really didn't have a good game was Tomlinson. He's really not happy with me right now, and he's got all the hallmarks of a signing that's not going to work out, to be honest, because he's just annoyed very early on. He didn't particularly play. He was complacent, uninterested the whole way through, so that may not work. Kingsley got a game as well, the young striker that we signed from Barry Town. Was it last season or the season before? But Maurice got a goal. It's good to see him on the scoreboard. I think he's going to be a really, really good player for us this season out there on that left wing, albeit a little bit fickle perhaps. And Dan Biggs, of course, who was the player of the season in the Welsh League last year. He got us underway. And we also got off the bench our youngster, Curtis Owen, the young academy midfielder. It was a comfortable game, so we got him on, and he did fine, to be honest. So there we go, into the hat for the next round, and we have drawn. Who did we draw in that next round? We've got Airbus UK. If you can see that down there. So not for a little while yet. We put that trophy to one side, but that should be winnable. But it is all about the Champions League, and can we get ourselves into the playoff round? And that is big money in the playoff round, isn't it? I think that's where you start to get millions in prize money. So a lot riding on this game, and yeah, look at that. they're 90 minutes away. This is the team that we're sending out. Jay Cockton a continuing goal. Burke, Cooper, Reece Williams, Gosney and Sears continue as the back five. Williams and Backhill Benny comes in for this one. The reason he comes in is because if we go down here, Sam York's picked up a little bit of a knock. Nothing too serious as a knee twist, but he is not available for this one. It's going to be Waite. It's going to be Allmark and Anderson up top. Nothing changes there. Come on, boys. Come on. So here we go. They've come out a lot more defensive. Now that's how Maribor played, wasn't it, against us in the second leg? So hopefully something similar in this one, please, boys. Pick up where they left off. I'm gonna say there's just no complacency today, boys. We're starting a fresh game. We've stressed out the goalkeeper. Perfect. That's exactly the sort of start we were looking for. Some calm. We have faith in the rest of the boys here. Hopefully the goalkeeper's not going to let us down. I'd hate to have to start and refer to him as a blue-nosed scumbag, but, we don't want to do that because, come on, Jaycock. Come on, mate. All right. If there are any Birmingham City fans watching, I apologise. I apologise that you support such a club, but I apologise for my insults as well, but they come naturally, as you can probably imagine. I'd expect nothing less from you about the Villa if you were in my position. All right, come on, boys. Come on. Here we go. Sears knocks it down. Look on the bright side. At least I've signed a Birmingham City player. Two of them, actually, because Burke came from Birmingham City as well. What is wrong with me? Here we go with Anderson. He's done really well. Anderson! I think he was just trying to put it in that far corner, wasn't he? And he scuffed it. But that's okay. To be honest, we just need to concentrate on defending here, don't we? If they don't score, needless to say, they don't win. I think, I can't remember if I mentioned the other game, it was 2-1. I'm pretty sure it finished to Partizan at home. So Partizan at home in the first leg. They would be potentially our opponents right now. It's Reece Williams. Is it going to go in off the goalkeeper? No. And the defender hacks it clear. Not too bad, though. Goalkeeper and defender both looking nervous and anxious after that one. Here we go now again with Sears. He got off to a really, really bad start, didn't he, against Maribor? But he's looked an absolute star ever since then. Burke, another good ball over there for Sears. Can he get across into the box? We've got both our strikers lurking. They're both decent in the air as well. He goes for James Waite at the edge of the area. James Waite tucks in his first of the season. And it is 1-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate. And surely now, that is us into the playoff round of the Champions League. Imagine if we make the group stage. We could be playing Barcelona or Manchester City. There you go, Chaz. Or Real Madrid. The thrashings we will get. It's just doesn't bear thinking about. But the money. Oh, the money. There we go. It's looking really, really good. How's the other tie going? Zagreb is 3-0 up on the night. 4-2 in aggregate. So it looks as though it is Dinamo Zagreb that we could find ourselves facing. It's going to have to be an assertive. Don't get complacent here, boys. Keep going. Can we get going with a bit of passion? No, the goalkeeper is looking... All the new signings are looking just a little bit problematic at this point. And obviously a massive part of that is because the stupid Champions League or the European squad registering rules where I could only register one, even though they are all important players to us. So... hopefully that's something that we'll be able to sort of recover in time. But yeah, we'll see. We'll try and register Tomlinson for the next tie. So that should be him in the squad. Hopefully that'll make him happy. And then we'll just kind of try and go from there. Biggs, I didn't promise anything to, but we do want him in the squad just as a good option to play in sort of in wide areas. Then of course the problem becomes, who do we leave out? Bakari is really upset because I dropped him for. I think I dropped Bakari to bring in it must have been to bring in Sears. Here we go with Burke. It's a decent ball. It's almost with another goal in Europe. So yeah, that is kind of a problem. Let's get Buss and Brew on for Anderson, who's not had a great game. Anybody who's looking complacent now, it's a good opportunity to rest some players here. Backhill Benny's not really done it, so let's get Connor Parsons on for some game time. And anybody else? Gosney. Now, Gosney actually is interesting. Charlton Athletic, and he wants to go there, it's saying right now. So we could have a bit of a battle on our hands right now to try and keep him happy. I'm not going to go for winger, so I'm not going to bring Ap Gareth on. Let's leave it at that for now. We could bring Henry Jones on, maybe for somebody, but we wait, I guess, if anybody. But I think we'll just save the legs right now. This is it, boys. They're not scoring 5, or they need 4, wouldn't they? But they're not scoring 4 goals now. It's been a really just a good, solid, professional performance in the second leg there. And we do indeed move on to the knockout round, the playoff round of Champions League qualifying. What do we say to that? Well done, boys. First leg triumph helps Bala pass Rosenberg. In the end, it was very, very comfortable. Bonuses are paid out. Oh, that's for making the playoff round. And it is Dinamo Zagreb that we will play in the... Oh, it's my birthday. Go on. Hopefully that'll be a nice birthday present for me. In the Champions League playoff round. Now, if we just go back around, we will see that third qualifying round. That in the end, it was an absolute walk in the park. 5-0 on the night, 6-2 on aggregate. So Zagreb are clearly a very, very good team. And we're going to have our work cut out to try and get past them. Let me know what you think in the comments. Oh, look at the goalkeeper. Is this something we can do? Or is this going to be one step too far? And are we going to actually end up falling agonizingly short? Look at that. Oh, we're really, really going to be in tough here, aren't we? This is, I think, a step up on... Oh, Tommy Rogic. Go on, Tommy. One of my all-time favorites there. Yeah, this is really, really tough, isn't it? Looking at that squad of theirs. But let me know what you think we can do in the comments. Well, as ever, we'll give it our best go. We've seen that this formation tends to do okay for us in Europe. Do we have any sense of prize money that we've earned from here yet? Do we want to go to the playoff? No, it doesn't say. But one thing we have done is we have guaranteed ourselves Europa League group stage football. So well done to us. We're going to be taking a step up at a minimum 1 level this season. And I'm sure you get money for this as well. But we'll find that out closer to the time, I guess. But that's it for today, though, guys. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Reece Williams, he must be getting close to that Wales call-up now. And if you, of course, subscribe if you are new. Don't forget to like if you've enjoyed that. We'll be back next time. We'll be back. We'll get the league season underway off camera. But then we'll be back for Dinamo Zagreb, home and away. It is massive. Could we break into the Champions League group stages in just our 5th season at the club? We'll find out tomorrow, guys. Until then, I'm Aussie, thank you so much for watching. Take care.